Okay, so the final part of chapter 23 that we didn't finish yesterday. Here we go. So remember, they've just started to try and put their plan into action. Hypnosis causing chaos at the Tower of London, and they're trying to get back that Earthstone. Okay. With a heave, Athene tried to leap gracefully into the air, but on the wrong foot, with all the momentum lost, Athene splattered backwards onto her bottom, kicking her sister into the heap with her right foot. The two goddesses sprawled across the green. Come out, wherever you are, cooed Hypnos. As the demon groped towards Pegasus, Elliot tapped the horse's neck and pointed to the sky. Pegasus winked, and lightly as a feather leapt into the air, just as Hypnos grabbed at the empty space in front of him. You boron! Yelled Aphrodite, holding her hand out to her swollen nose, forgetting all about the beef-eaters. They seem a little suboptimal, whispered Virgo, looking down on the gods. They suck, groaned Elliot, as the imperial state crown started its solemn procession towards the trucks. And they need to hurry up? The female beefeater marched towards Zeus. Execute, execute. I will not fight a lady, said Zeus, snatching her pike and throwing it down. It would be unfair, unchivalrous, and The lady beefeater grabbed Zeus by the chest, lifted him overhead like a paper dumbbell, and threw him to the floor with a thud. Uncomfortable, he groaned as he crashed to the ground. Oof, my back! Listen up, said Athene, holding Aphrodite's head at arm's length. We're out of shape. We'll have to do this another way. We need to get into their minds, break the sleepwalking spell. Elliot stifled a frustrated groan. He checked that Hypnos was still creeping around below. Maybe he could snatch the crown himself. He looked at the team of soldiers and their marching guns. Maybe not, but as long as he kept his eye on where the crown was, the gods would still be able to swap it. Execute, droned the older beefeater, lifting his pike and aiming it at Athene. Athena put her hands to her brilliant head, searching her brain for a solution. When was the tower built? She suddenly shouted. The beefeater immediately snapped to attention and instinctively launched into his guided tour. The tower is believed to have begun in 1078 at the behest of William the Conqueror, he recited, still keeping Athene at the end of his spike. The first building was the White Tower, which is an impressive 27 metres high. Now, if you'd like to follow me, the toilets are this way. With Hermes still rolling around, clutching his hamstring, the tall and short beefeaters marched on Aphrodite. Execute, execute. Inspiration struck the goddess of love. She blew 2 kisses. The kisses floated through the air as pink wafts before settling gently on the beefeater's lips. They stopped and inhaled the sweet scent of pure love. Jim, in all the years we've been working together, I've never told you what a great friend you are, said the taller one. I don't appreciate you nearly often enough. Give over, Steve, blushed Jim. You're my best mate. I don't know what I'd have done without you when Fulham were relegated last season. There's something I need to say to you, said Steve, welling up. There's something I need to say too, choked Jim. I really love you, man, blurted Steve. I really love you too, sobbed Jim. We don't spend enough time together. Let's call the wives and arrange a holiday for the 4 of us. Great idea, howled Steve. Is the house next door to yours still up for sale? It is, sniffed Jim. Smashing loft conversion. I'm going to move in, cried Steve. Let's buy a caravan together, cried Jim, pulling Steve and Aphrodite into a huge bromantic hug. With Aphrodite trapped between 2 sobbing beefeaters, Elliot looked down to see the crown being loaded into a black box. Hypnos was directly beneath him, pouncing intermittently at thin air. Zeus was still on the ground with the lady beefeater ready to spear her prey with her pike. Execute. Stop, cried Zeus, holding his hand to the end of her weapon. In the name of love. As she halted as Zeus stared longingly into her eyes. Speak to me, my darling, drawled Zeus. Tell me what name the angels gave you when they crafted you from starlight. The beefeater's pike quivered. Janet, she whimpered. Janet, sang Zeus, searching desperately for a lyrical inspiration. Janet, you have a bum like a planet. What? Snapped Janet, returning her pike to Zeus's throat. Janet, if you don't love me, skewer me now, Zeus exclaimed, pushing the pike away gently with his palm. I've already been struck by Cupid's arrow. Another wound can't hurt me. As Zeus's words fought Hypnos' spell, Janet lowered her pike. Do you like cats? She asked shakily. Love them, roared Zeus. Only one thing pains me more than the thought of a kitty without a warm lap. Do you know what I fear, Janet? Do you know what agony tears tears my soul apart? Do you know what one torture I cannot bear? Musical theatre? Janet ventured. My life without you, boomed Zeus, sitting bolt upright and clutching his lower spine. Tell me you feel it. Tell me you sense this connection between us. Tell me how many cats you have. "16!" shrieked Janet, flinging off her beefeater hat to reveal an astonishing case of hat hair. "Come here, handsome." Zeus gasped as Janet lunged and bent him backwards for a spectacular snog. "Ugh, gross," heaved Elliot. That large, that large saliva exchange could not be hygienic, whispered Virgo with her head cocked. Elliot turned away to see the crown being loaded into the middle of the 3 trucks. "Gotcha," he said out loud. "And I've got you," screeched Hypnos, suddenly appearing in front of them in midair and grabbing at them. The shock made Elliot drop the trumpet, which became visible again at the moment it left his hands. Hypnos swooped and caught his trumpet, bringing it straight to his mouth and sending a great blast towards Pegasus. The flying horse elegantly swerved in the air, missing the smoke. Hypnos tried again, but was still unable to see his invisible enemy. Pegasus dodged the blast again. "Well played," said Hypnos as the rumble of the engine started up below. "But I'll get to you in the next round. I'm due at another game." Hypnos dissembled back into a raven and flew high over the tower walls. "No," cried Elliot, "the crown's leaving." Elliot and Virgo watched in horror as the 3 trucks rumbled slowly across the cobblestones and out of the tower in a row. "Which truck is it in?" said Virgo. "It was the middle one," said Elliot. "Which one's the middle one?" said Virgo. "I don't know," shouted Elliot as the 3 identical lorries rolled down the hill. "Quick," said Virgo. "Let's get the others." They looked around the green to where Hermes was yelping like a wounded kitten. Athene was being marched into the gift shop with a pike at her back. Aphrodite was jammed between Steve, Jim, and a caravan catalogue, and Zeus was in a headlock looking at cat selfies. "No time," said Elliot, grabbing Hermes' bag and jumping back onto Pegasus. "We have to get to Buckingham Palace before Hypnos. Pegasus, take us to the Queen." Okay, so that is the end of chapter 23. Chapter 24 by Royal Command is next, and we'll hear that tomorrow.